But we'll have to get over it. We have to move forward.
It's just another day in America.
What was going through your mind, and when you were finally got the message that it was all clear and you walked out, what did you see?
I saw a deceased body on the floor, but it was like covered up, and I saw a female with a shot wound to her leg, and it was just like really traumatic experience.
I told her to just run in the classroom and hide in the corner, just be quiet and just do whatever they tell her to do. And at that time, I heard 5 gunshots, and then the phone went dead. So I didn't know if she was hurt, and she was calling 911. So I was very scared.
It's unfathomable, no matter how many times we've seen this.
I mean, as you woke up this morning, what were you thinking about the state of how we live now? What reality is actually like for kids like you?
I just feel like you're basically never safe anywhere, and no matter like how you can like, no matter if there's like cops in the school, there's still no safety at all.
This is the lifelong trauma, pain, and helplessness our nation's children and neighbors have to suffer just so gun manufacturers can continue to rake in profits, funnel money to gun advocacy groups like the NRA, bribe politicians to do their bidding, and send politicians to perpetuate the endless cycle of violence so they can keep their jobs and continue building their fortune.
Now I'm doing a gun giveaway of my own, but for Americans only. I want you to win this .50 caliber rifle that Democrats will ban if they keep the House next year.
Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene aired this campaign ad in the lead up to the 2022 midterm elections while taking a dig at our military's withdrawal from Afghanistan. And also appeared in this ad for her congressional race back in the day, campaigning on the promise to end gun control, open borders, the Green New Deal, and of course, the ultimate boogeyman of socialism, showing how fundamentally unserious Republicans like Greene are. We barely have any real gun control mechanisms in our country. We have no open borders. We're falling dangerously behind on Green New Deal policy proposals, and it's not even worth addressing the socialism point. But this is who the Republican Party has chosen to cozy up to and promote at the national level, which brings us to this other clown.
Hey, Mike Collins here, your pro-Trump America First trucker, running for Congress here in Georgia 10. Well, I understand Joe Biden was in town yesterday to talk about our elections. It seems that he and Kamala Harris called anyone who disagreed with the federal hijacking of this election a racist.
Enter Rep. Mike Collins, who just so happens to represent the same congressional district that Apalachee High School is located in and is a certified MAGA nutcase.
Donald Trump won this state, period. Number 2, get rid of those voting machines. Go back to paper ballots once and for all. Number 3, get rid of those ridiculous drop boxes across this state that the Democrats use to stuff the ballots and steal our election. You see, Georgians are sick and tired of weak-kneed, spineless politicians who won't fight for Trump, get to the bottom of 2020, and fix our elections. Well, if they won't do it, Mike Collins will. Send me to Washington. I'll fix this election. I'll get to the bottom of 2020, and I will fight for Trump's America First agenda.
What's even worse is that it's not just the election-denying MAGA cult members that are leading the charge and are major players in the fight against comprehensive gun control laws. Take Georgia Governor and Trump rival Brian Kemp, for example, who put out this ad pointing a shotgun at a guy who wants to ask one of his daughters on a date. And like clockwork, the crocodile tears and thoughts and prayers tweets came flowing from Governor Kemp. Representative Mike Collins, who also offered nothing substantive to the victims and all those traumatized by the shooting, opting to tote the law enforcement response to the shooting. And Greene, as expected, offered more hollow words that served no other purpose than moral grandstanding and masking the truth about how the policies she supports increase the likelihood of these tragedies happening again.
Research. Georgia doesn't have background checks. It doesn't have purchase permit laws. Teachers are allowed to carry guns in K through 12. We don't know if that was the situation here. They do not have red flag laws. It does not ban, Georgia, high-capacity weapons. It doesn't require any secured gun storage. So a parent could have a gun sitting around that's not against the law. A child could take it. A teenager in this case, maybe, if that's what this turns out to be. They allow open carry. There's no requirement for a concealed carry permit. They don't have any ghost gun regulations. They allow assault weapons. They allow people with assault or violent misdemeanor convictions to carry. It does require a license to have or carry guns, long guns, other weapons. And again, as we said, gun owners have to be at least 21, but there's nothing that doesn't allow a parent, a friend, to gift someone young a gun.
It can't get much more simple than this, but Republicans like Kemp, seen here signing a bill that permits citizens to carry a concealed firearm without a concealed license, will have you believe that it's all about individual responsibility or God being taken out of public life or mental health or any other factor that distracts the public from the real root of the gun violence epidemic, the pursuit of profit at the expense of human life, which in turn translates to political power.
Thank you.
Is there any more your office can do to prevent shootings like this?
Well, look, we've done a tremendous amount on school safety, but today is not the day for politics or policy. Today is the day for an investigation to mourn these precious Georgians that we have lost, to thank the first responders that went, into the line of fire, the school staff, superintendent, the principal, and others that are just trying to hold this community together. That's what we need to be focused on right now. We also had a tragic loss of a firefighter in Greene County earlier today before this event happened, with an explosion that killed the life of a first responder that, again, was running in to danger when many people were trying to run out. And that's what the focus needs to be on tonight. I would ask everybody to continue to keep this community, these victims, and these educators and these men and women in law enforcement in your thoughts and prayers.
The time for policy has always been right now and should have been decades ago, or after any of the other 400 school shootings just since the Columbine shooting alone.
Ultimately, we all agree that nobody wants to see these school shootings continue. Nobody wants to see gun violence continue. And I think it's time that our leaders have a real conversation about what can we agree on moving forward so that these stories, these school shootings, can be left in our history books and not in our headlines. I would encourage the voters of Georgia, I would encourage young people across this country and people of all ages to make sure that we aren't just sending our thoughts and prayers, but remembering that, it's about action. We need to do more to address this issue and come together as Americans to address this and acknowledge the fact that we're always going to have disagreements. Why don't we come together and focus on what we can agree on and move forward on that? Because none of us want to see this violence continue.
May the victims that we know of as of this taping rest in peace, and we hope their families' losses are not in vain like far too many victims have before them. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports, and or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.